What is going on, YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs. Hopefully my sound is good. We are live. It is Friday night. I thrifted this afternoon, worked out with Shannon, and just got back from hanging out with some friends at the brewery. I was planning to do a sales update video for everyone, just because March is kind of shaping up here. I want to show you guys where I was at. Thought I would try it live and share my screen that way. Hoping to keep it short and concise. I will let some Q&A at the end, but I want to hold true to my normal pattern for videos, especially for these type, and be right to the point, show you guys where I'm at, where my goals are headed, and what my sales look like. Hopefully give some value to you. I am just going to make sure real quick that we're good in the comments. If someone can just let me know you can hear me okay, that would be great. I don't really see anything in the comments right now, which is odd actually. Let me see here. Just want to make sure. Hi, Jessica. Thanks for stopping in. Awesome. Thank you. Well, I'm going to jump right in and share my screen here. All right. So you should be seeing me now. If you can let me know, hopefully you can see what I'm looking at, which is the video. If someone can let me know they can see my screen okay. It should be my frozen video with the chat. You guys good? Hopefully we're good here. All right, I'm going to jump in. So this is where I'm at for the month. I'm at 4678 with some time left today, obviously. Hopefully we'll get, hopefully $50 to $100 more in sales. That would be great. It looks like pace-wise, if you do per day, I'm averaging about $210 a day or so. I should crack 20 or 6,500 in sales. I'm hoping I'm going to be listing probably 150 to 180 items between the next 5 days. So I'm hoping that my sales will really ramp up this last week. I was a little behind in my listing, so hopefully I'm going to crack 7,000 in sales without a problem. But either way, anything over 6,000 will be my best month I've ever had in eBay. So I'm not complaining, but I'm hoping to hit that 6,500 to 7,000. That's where I was hoping to be at this point of the year. I'm going to jump over to my spreadsheet, guys. For those of you new to my channel, I guess I should give my little intro here. I am a full-time corporate finance analyst and a part-time eBay seller. I build my business in my spare time. For those of you new, this is my handy-dandy spreadsheet I use. It's super simple, nothing complex. But it helps me keep track of what I'm doing in my business, make sure that I'm staying on track and then I'm being productive. So it's basically simple. I have the date in one column, so I keep track of the items I list each day, the items sold, the value of the item sold, the average sale price, and then I also keep track of what I source, so the amount of items I purchase, the total cost, and the average cost per item. I also have some miscellaneous notes over here. I keep track of food and beverage when I'm out, just for tax purposes, and then any supplies I buy. I bought some shelves and a mannequin for Shannon's business and a webcam and things like that. So just keep track of things that I can deduct for taxes. But I'll just scroll down. So as you see, each day it keeps track of kind of the items sold. Been tracking pretty good this month. We had a couple down days if you look here. So the 17th I had one sale. And then actually yesterday I only had 3 sales. So it was kind of weird, but all the other days have been pretty steady. I had a $100 day here, but pretty much high 100s in the 200s. I had a 445 here. So pretty solid month. Really excited about that. I have 5 sales for $116 today. Hoping to hit 200. Friday night's usually good, especially late. My average sell price is still pretty low. I'm a little frustrated by it. And honestly, in April, I may experiment with only running a 10% off sale instead of 20% off sale and see if it affects anything, just to try to get my average sale price up. Oh, sorry about that. That's my phone. But yeah, I really would like to get this number up to about 28 is my goal by the end of the year. As you can see, I'm way behind on my listing total. I try to list 350 items a month. We have a week left, and I need to do about 190 items basically to hit my goal, which I will do. I'm not worried about that. I sourced this afternoon after work, and I'll be listing tonight after I got off the video, and I'll be listing all weekend and sourcing. So I'm not worried about hitting the goal. I just really want to get this number up. I've already sourced 200 items this month for about almost $1,000. And if you look year to date, technically I'm 16% to my goal because I'm at $16,204 in sales for the year. I'm hoping by the end of this month this will be closer to $18,000, $18,500, which is right about where I thought I'd be for Q1. I feel like Q4 is going to be like a $30,000 quarter for me. I really feel like I'll be doing close to 10,000 in sales by then. So really, I just need to keep ramping up and getting that steady incline. So I'm going to jump over here real quick to the chat and just make sure we're okay. Actually, it's not going to let me do that because I'm presenting, so that's fine. So let me switch over to the second part of this, which is I like to share some 15 unique items that I sold. I just like to show you guys exactly what I'm selling. I think that it adds a lot of value for you to see what I've been picking up and what it's been selling for, why I buy it, those sort of things. Just hope to give you guys some value while you're out there sourcing and just show you what I build my business on. I'm pretty excited actually over here. I know a lot of people ask for my seller information. It's always right here in my videos, so you can check it out. But I'm about to hit 2,000 feedback probably in this next month, which is pretty cool. So this is sold today. This is an Armani Clezioni, I guess is how you pronounce it, brown. And this is really hilarious because I put houndstooth in here, and maybe it is houndstooth with blue window pane, but let me look at the pictures. I don't know that it actually is. Let me see if I can see some close-ups. Yeah, I guess it kind of is a houndstooth pattern, but you can see the pattern here. Here's your tag. I took a best offer today for $60. I was in this for $5. It'll ship flat rate for $5.95. So great flip there. I was really pumped about that. This was a new with tags. It's a Greg Norman like black dry fit golf polo shirt for women's. For women, it had a $70 retail on it. And let me show you the tags here. And I ended up taking a best offer for $20. I had this little logo on the side here, which is definitely something like for a company or things like that. So if it didn't have that, I think I could have got more. But I was very happy for $20 to unload this. I was in it for $4, and it'll ship first class for sure. You guys know I like to sell ties. So this was a pretty cool one. This was a Ralph Marlin Alabama Crimson Tide tie, and I picked this up for $2, and it sold for $20 and like 33 cents. It was on sale. So that, $2, it'll ship for about $2.60. So great profit there on a tie. Definitely be on the lookout for these novelty type ties. These type of patterns sell great. And this is just to keep with that theme of new with tags. I found this as a new Bill Blast, which I would never pick this brand up. However, it was a 3XL tall, and it also was new. And I had this for probably a month. It was up, and I can tell just because of the inventory number. I've listed Fs for pretty much the last like 3 or 4 weeks. And so this actually sold on sale full price for like $25. I was in it for $4. It was pretty heavy, so it shipped for $5.95 in a flat rate, but still a decent profit there. Nice flip for me. These are pretty unique. So these are Florida State. They had to have been from a former player, I'm guessing, because they have the number on them. Let me see if I can show you. They have the number right here, you can see, and then Florida State on the side. They're like I think they're just dry fit basketball pants. These actually sold for full price. It was like $27, I think. They're on sale. I have to ignore this price here. But so I was in them for $4. They shipped flat rate. They're pretty heavy. They shipped for $5.95. So and it was pretty nice. I included this as a Ralph Lauren custom fit. It's very interesting because a lot of people pass on these, and I say in every video that really if you can get them for the right price, you should pick them up. They still sell. They just sell a little slower. This actually sold for $24.99. I normally have them on sale for $19.99. My sale had lapsed. I woke up, and this sold for $24.99 full price. Short sleeve dress shirt, in it for $4. Generic Ralph Lauren custom fit. So, just shows you guys like, if you have the long tail approach, it's perfectly fine to pick items like these up because you will make a profit. I was in it for $4, and it shipped for like under $4, I believe. I've talked a couple times about 511 Tactical Series. It's a great brand, but this keyword right here, this concealed carry, is something to really be on the lookout for. You'll recognize it because it'll be a much heavier shirt when you pick it up. And on the interior of it, so on the inside, and I didn't really picture them, I just always notate it. It has a pocket, like a concealed carry pocket for a weapon. These sell great. This sold actually. No, I guess took a best offer for $30 for this. And they're usually like a cotton polyester type blend. You can see there. There's your tag. But definitely be on the lookout. I was in it for $4, sold it for $30, and it shipped first class for less than $4. This is a Ted Baker. So this is funny. So I forgot to rotate this picture, and it still sold. Sold for $22, best offer. It's a really small size 4. And you can see it's just a purple cotton polo. These actually sell better for me
than the dress shirts. I have no idea why. Normally dress shirts always sell better than polos, but for some reason with Ted Baker for me, the polos just I list them and they're gone like a week later for that like mid-20s price. So in it for $4, shipped it first class. It was fantastic. All right, we have the Southern Tide brand, which I've talked about a couple of times. Got the little fish down here. Let me see. I'll show you some pictures. So this was a 2XL polo, just navy blue. It did have some wear on the collar, and you see I notated light wear on the edge of the collar. Double XL. Here's your tag. And took a best offer for $23. So with the wear, I was pretty pumped to take it. $23 is pretty good. If it didn't have wear, I would have held out for the high 20s with this. In it for $4, shipped it first class for, it was like $4.30, I think. It was a pretty heavy shirt. All right, this is a Brooks Brothers. It's a women's dress shirt, and that's why I included it because I don't sell a lot of women's stuff. This was in the men's section. I picked it up. It's size 12, but it's white. And anytime you find white when it's flawless, guys, and you can – I say flawless, meaning I a lot of times think it's flawless until I get it home under the white lights, and then it's not as flawless as it looked in the thrift store. But this one happened to be size 12. It was semi-fitted, you can see there. And this sold for $20. Took a best offer. Was really happy to unload that. Was in it for $4. Nat Nass actually posted this on Instagram a little bit ago, just the tag. I found a silk shirt I posted. It's a great brand to be on the lookout for. It's definitely a niche brand. This was a pretty unique item. It was it's like a long sleeve sweater polo. I don't find these very often of really any brand, but I found actually one of these and a Brooks Brothers ones very recently, and they sold. This sold for full price, $29.99. I didn't even have a sale on it. Someone just pulled the trigger. I had it up for like a day and a half. It's just 100% cotton, double XL, and sold it for basically $30. And it for $4, it did go flat rate for $5.95 because it was very heavy. But so great flip there. I got 4 more guys, and we'll flip to some Q&A. So here's a Tommy Bahama. And I still pick these up. I know the market's saturated, but if it's got a good pattern like this, you can see it's nice and bright. With the blue and the green floral. It even had Four Seasons Resorts on it here, and I definitely made sure to picture that. But it is, I guess it was a 2XL. Let me see if I can show you your tag here. It was a 2XL. Bigger sizes always sell better. It had the dry clean tag on it, which is even better on top of that. But it's all silk. Picked it up for $4. Took a best offer for $25 or $24, and shipped it first class. So awesome flip there. Oh, sorry, guys. Notifications popping up everywhere. Now we also have what's it's blurry. Oh, no. Shannon's watching from the comments and saying it's blurry. That's not good. Let me flip back and stop presenting for a second. Uh-oh. Let me look at the comments, guys. Sorry about that.
I got it unlocked. Don't worry.
Shannon's in the chat, keeping things straight. Sorry about it being blurry, guys. My bad. I'm going to finish up anyways, even though it's blurry. This is my first shot at one of these live. Maybe I won't be able to do these live. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to finish up these couple items, then we'll jump into Q&A. So let me flip back. I apologize. Hopefully the second time Sharon's screen won't be blurry. Let me try here. Hopefully this is a little better. I've only got a couple items left. So we've got this Alabama. It's a dry fit, Crimson Tide. It's like a 3/4 sleeve crew neck. It's a dry fit. It's a really interesting item. I'd never seen anything like this because it was like a 3/4 sleeve. It wasn't full sleeve, but it sold for $23.99. I took a best offer. It was in it for $4, and it shipped pretty lightweight, so that was cool. This is a brand, guys, I've just started to learn about recently. It's called Ariat, and it's kind of like a Western brand. And these were some denim jeans. They were men's. You can see the low-rise boot is the style here. They're very heavy jean with like a nice embroidery on them, like the stitching on them. These are in great shape, and they sold for $39.99. I had them on sale. Was really pumped to sell them for that much. Was in them for $4.99, and they shipped $5.95. And then I'll give you guys one more here, and this is pretty cool. Keep your eyes out. If you're starting to get into blazers, camel hair sells well. Sorry, the title there. But camel hair sells great. This was like a dark green, like olive, like hunter type green. Just a Joseph A. Bank, which I don't really pick up, but when they're camel hair like this, they tend to sell great. This sold for $40. No, $44, I'm sorry. best offer. Here's your tag. So in it for $5, shipped it for $5.95. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This shipped for $8 in a regional A box because it was so big because of the camel hair. So I'm going to stop sharing now, guys, and get back to the other chat here. I want to see how, hopefully this was helpful. I apologize if it was blurry. I'm going to watch this afterwards and just see. Maybe I need to switch computer. I normally use Camtasia when I do these. And then I just kind of pre-roll it and load it for you guys. But I just thought live would be kind of neat. They're easier for me because I don't have to do as much editing. So it's kind of as being lazy on my part doing the live. And I also want to do some Q&A because it's Friday night, and why not? All right, let me look through the chat here. Hopefully, if you guys can let me know, how are your sales doing? You guys sales doing well for March? You guys wrapping up well? I've been watching Shannon's sales peak up, and it's been pretty cool. I mean, she's over $200 now and doing well. And she's coming up on a month, I guess, technically, of starting her business. So it's pretty neat to see her scale up that fast. Tony said, found a pair of Gucci jeans. How can I tell if they are real or fake? So what I would say is I would Google Gucci authentication website and check out if I would compare tags. Usually they'll have a picture-to-picture type authentication websites you can look for, and then you can compare the tags and the different key descriptions. That's what I do whenever I'm unsure. Corey just said, I have a Hugo Boss blazer, but it has a snag. Should I take it and get the snag out first or sell it as is? I wouldn't take it anywhere to get the snags out. It just doesn't offer that big of a dollar worth doing that. So I would say trim it the best you can with scissors, take a picture, notate it, and list it, and just lower the price on it. Hey, Chris, what's up? Thanks for stopping in. Hi, Tony. Appreciate you selling it or dropping in. And Chris just asked from 10K on the Bay. And first of all, before I answer this question, if you haven't checked out his channel, please go do so. He offers some really cool content. I've learned a ton from him. Me and him, we chat on a regular basis. He's a pretty awesome seller. But I do use Best Offer on everything, especially being a full-time employee and building a business part-time. Getting Best Offers all day keeps me motivated. So Drummer said, it's the weekend, get listening. Yes, I know. I've got a lot of listening to do this weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend. Tony, $2,100 for the month. Great job. That's awesome. Mike Edwards said, any tips or tricks for removing stains? So I have a couple. I use Tide pens. I buy them in bulk and keep them everywhere. Tide pens then wash in the washer. If it's oil, and this is a trick not everyone knows, you take sidewalk chalk and you grind it into the fabric, let it sit overnight, and then wash it, and it actually lifts the oil out of the shirt. I don't recommend buying it if you know it has an oil stain to count on that, but if you overlooked it, that's a way to get it out. Babby, if you're having your best month ever, that's great. I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't have daily sales yet. That's not a big deal. As long as you're moving forward and listing more and more, just keep growing that inventory. It'll keep building. Debbie D from New York City said, do you go to the same Goodwill? You find great brands in your area, and I'm always on the lookout for what you share, so thanks. I go to a lot of the same Goodwills. Yep. I go to probably the same 3 at least once a week. And then I go to a couple other ones like bi-weekly, I would say. I have a ton of Goodwills near me, probably like 15 or so within like 30, 40 minutes. Nerdle asked, do you request feedback from buyers? No, I don't. I don't really worry about it. If they give me feedback, great. If not, I mean, probably like 1/4 of the people I sell to leave feedback, I would say, maybe even less. Mattel asked, do you think it's better to have a store or not if you're a new seller? I think I can't remember what the threshold is, Mattel, but I did a video on store subscriptions and on when it is profitable to get the subscription based on the free listings you get. There is a threshold. When you get to a certain amount of active listings, it is more cost efficient to have a store. And I kind of documented each one and when to upgrade. Sean said, been doing all right finding t-shirts for $1 that sell for 15 plus. That's great, Sean. That's a good margin right there, especially because they're lightweight and they ship well. Johnny said, I came across an Orvis wool with leather elbow blazer. Is it worth picking up? Oh, and a canali blazer. The Orvis with the elbow patches sell fantastic as sport coats. Definitely pick them up if they're flawless. I would grab them every single time. DD said, I push snags inward to the inside, don't cut. That's a great tip. Yeah, and actually, you're right on that. When I think of a snag, I also think of it as being like a big loop, and sometimes trimming it is the only way you can do that. Stains on the collar, I pass on pretty much all sweat stains. They are not going to come out. That is one of the few stains that I have never figured out how to get out. I don't even bother with them. Let me see. Michael Sanders said $1,684 in the last 30 days, but that's skewed by an $1,100 single purchase. Well, that's all right. It's still still $1,684. We have 52 people watching. Thank you guys for tuning in on a impromptu sales update video. Better Barbie or Tony said going on vacation, put store on vacation or change shipping date. A lot of sellers have different views on this. I always just change the handling, and I know Chris probably has a video on it. He did the same thing. He went to Japan from 10K on the Bay, and he changed his handling settings, and he had no issues with it. I changed my handling settings just to like 5 or 7 business days, depending on how long I'm gone for, and then I just ship it when I get back, and I've never had any issues. So that's what I recommend. The Better Barbie said the super stupid marker marks on the tags. No, I'm not really sure what to suggest on that. I use marker myself and cross out the retail price if I don't like it sometimes. So I don't think the marker will really bother if it's new with tags items. Tony, congrats on listing your first 6 items today. That's awesome. Getting started is the hardest part. Once you do, it's addicting. You'll keep rolling. Drummer said baking soda, laundry soap, and light rubbing. Is that for sweat stains, Drummer? Sean Payne said any Polo, Tommy Hilfiger, or Nautica shirt will sell good as well as Harley. That's interesting. What price point? Are you talking about T-shirts, Sean? Are you still talking about T-shirts? Because for dress shirts, Tommy Hilfiger and Nautica does not sell well at all for me. But for T-shirts, maybe they do. Thomas said, "I have a challenge for you if you want one." I always like challenges, Thomas. As long as it's aligned with my goals, I love challenges. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate the shout out for the likes. Let me see. Lone Hopper said the closest Goodwill outlet bin store is a 2-hour drive for me. Is it worth it to make the drive? That is completely dependent on your situation, Lone Hopper, on if you have good inventory available to you without going to the bins, as if you're looking to save money when you're sourcing. For me, I don't like the bins. I've tried them a couple times. They're okay. But for me, I love the retail stores. They're awesome around me here. It's just easier. It's cleaner. It's easy. I don't know. It's just more enjoyable for me. Thanks, Didi. I appreciate those tips. 10K on the base at 2 cancellations out of 160 orders. Just let your customers know. Oh, you're talking about returns. Yeah. Or on the handling time. Yeah. 2 cancellations on 160 orders is nothing. That's totally worth it to keep your business churning while you're on vacation and have sales coming in. I completely agree, Chris. And yes, keep listing. Mike Edwards said found 100% cashmere yellow 2-button blazer. Yes. Cashmere blazer sells so well. It doesn't even matter what the brand is. I sold a Joseph A. Bank one for like $70 the other day. I mean, they're fantastic. Yes, Chris, I have the cha-ching turned on my phone always. It is addicting. It sucks being at work, having your phone on silent and not being able to enjoy it. But anytime I'm out of work, hearing the cha-ching is so motivating when you make a sale. So, yes. Let's see what else here. Just scrolling through. Thomas, did I miss your challenge? I'm looking. I want to see your challenge, Thomas. I don't understand what it is, though. Oh, you're saying you went to Gaston College? Is that near where we are in Charlotte? I'm not. Geography, I'm pretty terrible about here. I've only been here for a little under 2 years. Oh, Sean's saying the spell-out shirts for those brands and T-shirts sell really well. That makes sense. And, yes, denim jackets and denim shirts sell awesome in any of those brands as well, Sean. Tommy Hilfiger, Polo, Nautica, those denim shirts sell awesome. Hey, reseller, what's going on? Yes, Chris, silent cha-ching at work, unfortunately. Justin Inventory said, use alcohol and Q-tip with napkin behind label to remove the magic marker. That's a great tip. I had no idea. Wow, I'll have to try that. Reseller Rockefeller said, do you sell anything other than clothes? If you count shoes, I sell men's shoes and some women's shoes. But no, I pretty much stick to the clothing niche. I've experimented with other platforms, other types of items. For some reason, clothing is just fun for me. I don't know why I like it so much, but it's just a lot of fun for me. So I think I just like the different niches and
that you have to have some really intimate brand knowledge to be successful. And I don't know, it's what's caught my attention. I used to do video games a lot, reseller Rockefeller. Used to do a lot of garage selling, stuff like that way back in the day. It's just so competitive getting that stuff. I don't have to compete with anyone going to Goodwill for clothing. Like, I think that's why I don't have to compete with anyone. Okay, Thomas. So Gastonia. So that's where you're originally from. Are you still here in the North Carolina area? Drummer asked, do you sell suits with a little flaw? Yes, if it's the right brand. I've sold quite a few Hugo Boss suits. I don't know what it is about that brand, but I find a lot of flaws in the pants with Hugo Boss, and I will sell the full suits. I just notate it and picture it. Usually can get $70 to $100 for them with flaws. If they're flawless, I get $150 for Hugo Boss suits a lot of times. I'm going to take a couple more questions for the next like 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'm going to wrap up, guys. I like to keep these videos to a half hour if I can, and I have lots of listening to do. So I will have some haul videos out to you guys. I think what I'm going to do is source all day tomorrow, and I'm going to combine everything I bought today and tomorrow and do a really big haul video for you guys, just to show kind of what a weekend can produce if you go hard at it. Hi, Random Video Maker. Thanks for stopping in. Mischievous Mall said, you still have a full-time job? Yes, I have a full-time job. I work in the corporate finance world. So yeah, I put in a good 40 to 45, sometimes 50, depending on if it's closed, hours a week. And then I build my eBay business outside of that. No, I do not pick up St. John's Bay, Nerdle. I never pick up that brand. Not even if it's new at tags, actually. Let me see. You like the source videos, Drummer? Good. The hauls, I definitely will. Thanks, Chris. I learned from the best, buddy. Mike Edwards said, how do you go about researching new brands? That's a great question, Mike. So check out some of my brand review videos I have. I think I have them sorted into like a playlist. And in there, I go through how I search for new brands and like new items that are up. I use the sold listings feature, and I sort a couple different ways to check them out on the eBay website itself. Check out those. And if you still have questions, feel free to email me, Mike, and we can chat offline about it and kind of how I research. And I do research regularly, guys. I'm always learning new brands. I mean, there's always new ones coming out. So. Ernest Watson said, Blazers are $12 to $19 at most thrift stores around me. Margins are so tight. Yeah, that's really rough. I'm really fortunate. Blazers only $4.99. So it's like I don't really have to. My purchasing decisions are really easy and streamlined because everything's fixed price. If you get to purchase price like that, guys, and I think this is a really good topic, right? Like, if your prices are inflated and your margins are getting really squeezed out where you are, then it's time to learn for more and more niche brands, right? Start learning the things that the thrift stores are going to overlook and not price up. You might have to get creative in what things you can source. It might not be as consistent or streamlined as someone else just based on where you live. And figure out all the sale days and maximize that. Mischievous Male said, I don't know how you do so well with a full-time job too. Well, in my defense, I don't have any kids. I have a fiance that is very understanding and is building her own business, so she's understanding of my intensity. And I love to play sports and I love to work, and so it works well for my personality because I don't do a lot of TV. I watch live sports, so I mean it just works for me. So I appreciate the kind words, though. Let's see. All right, it doesn't look like, yes, Drummer. I guess some could call me a workaholic. I enjoy working. Like, I don't know. I enjoy working. It's just the way it is. I enjoy having fun, though. We went out. One of Shannon's really good friends had her sister in town, and we went out to a brewery tonight. Actually, 2 breweries, a brewery and like a cider place that just opened. And we took Thor, our dog, and it's really nice here in Charlotte. You can take the dogs to the breweries and just kind of hang out. So I do unplug sometimes. How many hours of sleep a night do you get? Michael Sampson asked. So normally I try to get 6.5. The last 2.5, 3 weeks, I've been really lazy. And I had family visits, so my sleep schedule got totally flipped for like a week. And then I got really sick, and so then I was sleeping a ton. And so I need to get back. I usually go to bed at 10 and wake up at 4 a.m., and I'm trying to progress back towards that. Shannon's also made me start doing Insanity Max 30 this last week, and that is kicking my butt where I don't want to wake up in the morning because my body is so sore. So I'm working through that right now. But my normal schedule is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. or 4 a.m. I sleep. 6 hours of sleep, get up and grind, then work, and then grind. And yeah, Chris, you're right. I mean, I'm working like I'm working now because I want to have my own schedule and control my own time eventually. So unfortunately, I got to double dip right now and have the career and the business to get to where I want to get. It's just the price you got to pay. And no problem for the vids. I appreciate all the kind words, guys. I mean, I'm not superhuman, I promise. Anyone is capable of what I'm doing. I've just been very intentional about it, and I've been reselling for a while. So yeah, and I have a really good fiance who encourages me and makes sure I'm healthy so I have energy. All right, guys, I am going to wrap up here. I'm going to answer one more question. Danelle Coleman said, do you include the shipping price in your final listing price? Yeah, so I offer free shipping on 99% of my items, and so I just factor into my price what the shipping is going to be so that I'm covering myself. So that's just always factored into how I price my items. Tony said, what is your end goal with eBay? That is a great question. As a whole video for me to answer that. I do want to get into bulk buying down the road. I've got some really interesting ideas on that. But right now, while I'm working full-time, I need to just keep growing it the way I'm growing, which is organically sourcing from thrift stores, growing my inventory, kind of doing it the hard way right now. But when I have the capital and I'm in the right place and I get to the end of this year, that's why I set the 100K goal, Tony. And if you check out my business plan video from back at the beginning of the year, it kind of explains it. What I'm trying to get to is get to a really big cash flow positive spot in my life with zero debt, start a new year and make some choices on how I want to go. So I will put out a more detailed video on that though for you guys, I promise. I like to be an open book. I really don't have much to hide. I'm very ambitious and I have big goals, and so I have no problem sharing those with you guys in a separate video. So I'm going to wrap up, guys. Fabian, I'll answer that question in a different video. That's a whole nother video. I don't think I can answer that right now. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night, guys. Appreciate you tuning in live. I will check out the video to see if it was blurry. If it was blurry, I may have to rethink doing these ones live. But anyways, have a great weekend, guys, and we will talk soon.